I don't want Jeffrey Dahmer to love me.
Alright.
I don't. Some people say we want universal love. I don't want that type of love. That's a fact. Don't want everybody to like you. But while many will dislike you, people who are capable of really loving you will. And only in the face of great dislike will the people who love you avail themselves. Did y'all hear what I'm just saying? Many smile in your face, but when you ultimately dislike, those people gonna go to another direction. Oh, you ain't with him. I ain't with him either. Shit. But the people who love you will be there for you through that. It won't be a superficial level of connection. So I'm not doing this at all to be liked. Because when a tide of like change to dislike, then I'll be hungry. But those who love me will fix me a bowl of oatmeal. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's a fallen empire. Everybody just like us and like what we have to say. That's gonna fall. Because all the white man got to do is use his propaganda to say something against us, and everybody with us on a superficial level is gonna fall off. As a matter of fact, we should be putting propaganda out against ourselves. We should be making lies upon ourselves to see who will even stand with us, so we can get rid of them before we even get started. Put that up there. King Noble's a rapist. See who fall off. See who questions that to say, well, is he really a rapist? Because I know when I'm actually falsely accused of being a rapist, I know who will be my supporters. Do y'all hear the point I'm making? We realize this likable world, I'm trying to show y'all something, this likable world is where we get caught up at. And that's why our leadership has failed. Because they're running off likability. They're not running off real solidarity. A lot of people just like Dr. York. As soon as some information was passed out on Dr. York, they fell off. Didn't they? They was questioning it. Down there on the land with the man every day, and they questioning what's going on. Well, I was in this room every day. I ain't see nothing, but I don't know. That's likability. Likability is when someone can spread a rumor about somebody and change their perspective. That ain't love. So we got to shatter false relationships and the false premises of relationships that we have. Shatter all of them. Let them all fall. Do whatever you can do to destroy them quickly. Then you will get to something real. That's a fact. We say we want marriages and relationships and sickness and health. Well, the only way you're going to find out if it's going to last in sickness is becoming a sick motherfucker as quick as you can. Y'all laughing, but y'all don't hear me. How else will you know that it's going to last through sickness? You going to wait till you get sick? Or you going to play a sick motherfucker? Early. I prefer to do the latter. So I oftentimes want to appear crazier than I am. Do you hear the point I'm making? It's a strategy. It's a strategy to see who understands my real sanity. Huh? I'm teaching tonight. I'm going deep. But we still at a level of superficial relationship that we attach to. Let that go. The real people that know you know themselves. They don't know you because of what you project. They know themselves. They look at your feet and say, well, that's about a size 10. Because I wear a size 10, so I know he's wearing this. I don't care what that nigga talk. He wears size 10. You hear what I'm saying? You could say you wear 14 because you don't know how to measure. But since they know themselves and they shoe size, they know yours too. So real people know you already. They're not going to be misconfused. They are part of the divine tribe of who you are. They understand your psychology. They telekinetically and telepathically connected to you already. They know what's going on. Only the fake people are trying to figure you out. And they need to figure themselves out of your cipher. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's the reality. So the purpose of this point is challenge the people amongst you. Let people come up here that's real. I projected and put out information. that I'm God of the universe. A lot of times I put that information out, I was sleeping on the floor. Why is God of the universe sleeping on the floor? But I knew how egotistical people are. So I took great satisfaction in presenting myself as God because I knew it would keep egotistical people away from me. You follow the point I'm making? Because there's nothing so egotistical about me. Realistically. I slept in the basement on carts. I wasn't godly extorting people for money. I was eating rice. You follow the point I'm making? There was nothing godly about that in the sense of that egotism. But I knew by projecting myself as God that egotistical people would be away from me. Because I don't want to be around no egotistical people. Because it's always a question of ego, of hierarchy, of who's, it's always going to come up. Because that's where their mindset is. So the way you deal with them is be as egotistical as you can and get with them in the door. When they meet you, they find out that you're a very what? Humble person, right? So in the lectures, you seem so authoritarian and you was putting it down. I meet you, you ain't got nothing to say. I said, right, I'm just projecting that image. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because people are egotistical in the sense of unrealistically egotistical. We try to prove ourselves of how humble we really are to people and how compassionate we are. But if somebody really is ego-centered, they will not see it. Did y'all hear me? No matter how good you try to be, no matter how humble you try to be, they're ego-centered. They still gonna say, "Oh, he thinks he's the leader. He thinks he's this. He thinks he's that. He thinks he's that." See, he eats 15 bowls of rice because he eats 15 grains of rice because he thinks he's God, and that's the number 15. Do you see how stupid people are? Because if they're coming from an egotistical centered reality, whatever they see is going to be what? Egotistical. Bottom line. How do you challenge them in the door? By projecting a supreme ego. Yes, I am the God of the universe. I'm the only God. Now, if they're looking to argue that based on reality, they're looking for ego battles. You follow what I'm saying? When their pastor is living like more of a God than me, but they never question his ego. You hear what I'm saying? T.D. Jakes is living more like a God than I am. Right? But they don't see it. Because that validates their ego. That substantiates their ego. You see what I'm saying? Around Christianity. So my point is you have to challenge people to see where they really are at. Transcend the social framework of dealing with people. Transcend that social illusion and challenge people to see if they are real. To see where they really are at. Don't just try to get along and agree with people. Challenge them to see where they are really at. And when you see where they're really at scientifically, then you can determine, are they ready to build in a cipher with you or not? People come down here, I tell them it's worse than it is. I said, man, it's terrible down here, man. We barely have food to eat. We should be playing documentaries of Ethiopia as a presentation of how we living up here. To see if they will come. Right? To see how humble and ready they are to deal with anything in any situation. How real are you about black supremacy? Because some of them are coming down here will come for comfort. A vacation resort. They're not coming with a humanitarian spirit to be on the front line to represent the transformation of the condition of our people. So they should get a worse image of what's going on down here. Am I right? So they say, well, I only really want to come down there. I'm about black supremacy, but I just can't live like that, man. But I had to live anyway for black supremacy and was willing to, and I am willing to. Anything come what necessary for black supremacy, I am willing to bear it. No matter what condition. That's my premise. I stand on that and have shown and proven that. That no matter what come what may, I'm willing to stand in that situation. That's a fact. So we need people with that mentality. Black supremacy in sickness or health. Y'all don't hear me. It's a marriage. That's right. It's a marriage. It's a marriage. Because given the reality of this world, there will be both for us. And we will have to make it through both of them to stand. That's 100%. So I'm challenging people to challenge people. To challenge yourself to challenge people. You got to go beyond your fear of loss. I couldn't stand here if I had a fear of loss of friendship, a fear of loss of relationship. I couldn't be here today. Because if you fear losing something, then you overcompensate from your fear of loss. You can't be a real person. Sometimes we just meet people and we have a fear of losing the relationship with them. And we just met them. But we that attached that we don't want to even lose that. I just met you, but shit, I don't want to lose you. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I'm serious. So we then go and build relationships out of fear of loss and wonder why they don't last. And those are the ones that are filled with jealousy and envy. We don't want our significant other out of our sight, do we? Because we fear loss. Because it's a relationship what? Based on loss. That's a fact. Then we tell our woman to cover all up because we don't want nobody to see it, because if somebody else see it, what? We're going to lose her, right? But then we cover up so much we don't even see her no more. We don't know if we want to be with her no more. And we go find a naked woman. Do you see the diseased mind that we have? Cover yourself up, baby. Put on every blanket we got in the house. I'm going out. Say you cheating on me. Well, I ain't seen you in a while. I'm cheating on you. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? That's a reality. The Arab has his woman cover up, and he's the most filthiest entity on the earth. It's a fact. It's a fact. It hasn't changed. Look at them in the corner stores with our little black girls, and look how they act. Maybe if their wife could put on something sexy, they wouldn't be attracted to little black girls in our community, right? It's a reality. So we got to really challenge all of these different manners and levels of beliefs. We should not enter into relationships out of fear of loss, because that's how you destroy a person. Because out of fear of losing them, you kill them, so no one else can be with them. When you could have just been with them. So that the whole thing, even the materialism, we have fear of loss of material, personal items. We fear that we're going to lose this stuff. And it's just material. There's more to gain, more to have. We live in an abundant universe. And the definition of the universe is material. So I don't know how you live in it without it. Do you hear what I'm saying? So material comes with this thing called universal existence. So material is the last thing you have to worry about. It's what does not show up in the material world you need to worry about. Not what's in it, that's there. What does not show up in it is our spiritual self, is the reality of who we are. So we have to be willing to give up material possession. I was looking for my clothes today for this lecture. I said, I don't even have no clothes. So let me find out what I'm going to wear. Bag I had was about this big. That's how many material possessions that I have. This stuff is just all the stuff you see has just been donated by people. They have left it over time. These items that you see, none of this are mine that I bought, or do I have a personal connection or attachment to these objects. It just showed up. I don't want no whole bunch of material items for me personally to be attached to on a personal level, because then I can't move. This house blow up, I'm thinking about all these little material objects. Which material object I'm gonna grab? We're not prepared to